Alright, so yesterday we were looking at the angle on the circle. Now if you notice my angle, my two segments, what I make that angle somewhere inside the circle. So let's take a look at this one at a time. So yesterday, what we started with, the angle, we multiply by 2, right? When we were dealing with the angle on the circle, we multiply the angle by 2. So now let me multiply the angle by 2. Right now the angle is x. When I multiply it by 2, I'm going to get 2x. Right? If the angle was a number, multiply the number by 2. Right? Multiply the angle by 2. But now, this case, I notice it makes two arcs. One of them is 100, the other one's 80. So I'm going to add them up. 100 plus 80. So multiply the angle by 2 and add the arcs. So I have that 2x, in this case, 2x equals 180. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 90. And if you notice, that looks like a 90-degree symbol, like a 90 degree, looks like a perfect corner. So it makes sense that x equals 90. Sometimes the x, or the unknown, in this case, could be an angle, like in this case. Or sometimes it could be an arc. If you see the unknown in this case is an arc. But remember I told you guys the first thing we do is the angle, which in this case 110, multiply the angle times 2. So I'm going to go 2 times 110, right? Multiply the angle times 2. The arcs in this case are x and 65. So I'm going to add the arcs, x and 65. This thing just froze for a minute. Gotta love technology only sometimes. Sometime today would be nice. There we go. So I'm going to have x plus 65. Once again, I'm multiplying the angle times 2, and on this other side, I'm adding the arcs. So I have the 220 is equal to x plus 65. To solve for x, subtract 65 on each side. X equals 155. Simple, right? Any questions so far? No questions? All right. Now looking at my third example, the thing on this one is the same idea, but my x's will have like a plus or minus something. Right? In this case, I have minus there and plus there. But the first thing we do, though, the angle in the inside, this case 7x minus 7. Right? Multiply the angle times 2. So 7x minus 7, the whole thing I'm going to multiply by 2. And then the arcs in this case are 75 and 11 plus 4x. So add the two arcs, 75 plus 11 plus 4x. So now on the left, multiply the 2 to the inside. We have 14x minus 14. On the right, at least I can simplify 75 plus 11. Right, 75 plus 11, that's 86. So 86 plus 4x. Separate them to the equal sign. I'm going to move the 4x to the left. I'm going to move the negative 14 to the right. Obviously, switch the signs on each. So I get that 10x is equal to 100. X must be 10. The algebra work, how to solve these things, I went a little bit fast because I think we know it, right? We're good. The hard part, if anything, is the setup. But angle times 2, right? The angle times 2, and on the other side, you add the arcs. All right, let's look at my last example. The angle in this case is 13x minus 1. So the angle, 13x minus 1 times 2. And my arcs in this case, 115 plus 65. So I'm going to go 115 plus 65. In addition, here, because you guys might be like, do I go 115 plus 65 or do I go 65 plus 115? It really does not matter. In addition, like we're adding, so that's okay, right? Either way, if I was subtracting, it will matter. But adding does not matter. The order of these two numbers does not matter in addition. In subtraction, it does. All right, so here, let me multiply the 2 to the inside. So 26x minus 2 is equal to 180. Right, I simplify 115 plus 65. Let me move the 2 over. So I have the 26x equals 182. Divide both sides by 26, and x must be 7. Right? So simple. Multiply the angle times 2 and add the arcs.